This is gonna be weird. Anyway, let's begin. League of Legends has our fair share of wacky and weird characters, right? We got the big bonk with Trundle, we got the pew 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 with Kate, and we got the, well, that with Aphelios. And we also have Bugman and Rengar. I mean, yeah, they're assassins, they assassin, but a lot of people think Kha'Zix is OP, which I would like to say, no, I don't think he is. Manasboy has a great early to mid game, and has insane ceiling potential. Assassin kits are always kind of weird to balance, so I get why people don't like him, especially with his passive unseen threat, which is the big reason why he's so powerful yet so weak. Basically, if they're alone, they're fucked, and he does extra magic damage if he's not seen before, so if you jump over a wall and smack him in the ass, or if you're in a bush, or if you go invisible with your ult, that's going to do more damage, but it won't do nearly as much as Rengar's pounce. This is why Kha'Zix is kind of waiting next to your lane, watching, and staring, looking. Because he's waiting for no minions or escape to the tower, because both minions and towers get rid of this effect. But it doesn't apply if they are two different hostiles, so you can get the buff against the other jungler, or the dragon if you're planning on stealing. And since he's a Rift boy, he can evolve unlike some Spawn ripoffs. His Q Taste of Fear is the main thing, and the first thing you should evolve, but more about that after this. His Q is more of an Empower Auto, but it doesn't count as that, so fuck you, Teemo. And is the main ability of our favorite Rift Scarab. Void Spike is his W, and range attack mostly for extra damage and a pick tool. You can't harass with it if you are just someone into throwing peas at fish or something. But it is essential for his clear because it heals and does an area of effect damage. Basically, his main way of clearing the terror chickens and rocks. His E, Leap, is a jump. That's about it. It does some AoE damage, but like it's obvious. You go boing at the bad boy and slap his cheeks. His R, Void Assault, is about going invisible for a second or so, then recasting it after another second to use it for a second invis. It's really useful with his passive, but it also gives him a movement speed buff so he can attack or escape. Now, after upgrading this, you have the choice to either evolve your beloved Sneak Beetle into one of his 4 abilities, which I always recommend the Q, because the Q makes him do more damage. So use your goddamn brain here. Damage on Assassin equal epic. It's pretty epic, right? Now, his second evolve is up in the air, because at a level 11, you're starting to go into the ARAM, like, late game phase. Like, they'll start grouping up more if they're a cohesive team. So, I tend to go with my W. I've tried the leap thing, but it's not very useful by that point, so I wouldn't do it. And his R can be pretty good as well, because it gives you a 3rd invisibility, which can always help getting away. But feel free to upgrade the other 2 if you want to be an NBA star or Predator. See, the reason why I focus on the W so much is because Kha'Zix has this problem. His kit centers around solo picks, which is really good during the laning phase, because 3 people out of the entire enemy team are off doing their own thing. But the second you start to ARAM, everything changes. See, our favorite murder insect can't. He can't fucking do shit! Might as well grab a pool noodle out of your fucking garage if you want to do some damage! Oh my bad, he still does some damage as the squishiest character in the game, even Soda can kick his ass! I'm fine now. Our favorite mutated... Goga is a squishy assassin. He dies to a lot, but he does insane damage to people who are alone. Late game destroys him for this. The only thing you could hope for is for them to break formation so you could pick them off one by one like Predator. His whole deal is the opposite of Kayle, whereas he's the best character early game, but then he's reduced to a spectator late game, if their team has a few functional brain cells, that is. Whereas Kayle is just not a character until late game, where she stomps. Essentially, he's a bully. He rubs your face into the dirt and hopes that it'll fill a hole in his heart, and hopes that his dad comes back. in hopes that his mom will love him again. So if you FF, he wins. But if you don't FF, or understand to stand next to a minion, he's got a little in the way of options. And let me tell you, yes, you, the guy who has the brain capacity of a fucking granola bar, you fucking asshole, making him take a 2v2 like a fucking monkey. He can't do jack when they're close, you smelly fucking bitch. And if I see one more fucking game where a monkey fucking does that, I'm gonna shove both my mantis claws up their rectum so far, they're gonna have to sneeze them back up. Digress. Kha'Zix is countered by being near anything allied. Even towers can fuck him up. So as a teammate, you should help him out by atomic fucking blasting that goddamn little minion next to him. You know? You fucking see that goddamn Jin Zhao hanging out in your lane? Just right into that minion. Boom! There you go. He could jump in. Boom! Boom! Explosions! Boom! There he is. He's gone. Magic. See? A little help goes a little way, because there ain't no fucking way you're getting that kill over that Kha'Zix unless you full on mama dinosaurs your ass and just watches as you murder this poor fucking 1 health Katarina. But anyway, he excels at early to mid game, where everyone's laning, but falls off when everyone starts to group. I want to mention that I'm doing this on jungle Kha'Zix, and I've seen that people do mid Kha'Zix, which could do more damage, but fuck you. I don't care to lane Kha'Zix. Surprise Caterpillar can do a load of damage, enough to rival most top lanes. The only way to counter that is to CC him, but the chances are you're not going to live long enough to get that off. He's going to beat your shit in and be out as fast as my long lost dad. Side note, I actually do have my dad. He's still here. I'm just making a dumb joke. Please don't give me condolences for someone who's not left my life. Tower dives from a Kha'Zix are going to be relatively rare because his damage is lacking with having an allied tower and all. So you're going to do more of a wet spoon to the face than anything else. So you're relatively safe unless the Kha'Zix wants to fucking kamikaze your ass like some Twin Towers shit. I do want to add that I did play a lot of Kha'Zix before this video in some competitive, and this is from the point of view of someone who's solo queuing. And anybody who is as big of a masochist as I am, and don't get me wrong, I make mistakes here and there too. I'm not perfect, and to be honest, he could be the biggest solo carry I've ever fucking seen. And I'm just a fucking idiot. But I just don't see it. Once team fighting happens, he starts to get more and more useless unless your team splits up. I will say, he is one of the greatest picks for the backlines if they aren't too close, but there's a Kha'Zix on the map. Why would you be alone? It all comes down to knowing him and his kit, and as long as you know his playstyle, then you can counter them easily. Like, I don't have the footage from playing this recently, but I had a game where there was a Kha'Zix that went to gank me. Now, what do you think I'm doing? A. Walking away to my minion wave calmly. B. Trying to murder him in the river. C. Dying instantly, spam picking my jungle, and saying jungle diff at the end of the game. Ding ding ding! While most people in the community would choose option C, I chose A, and he could do nothing but tickle me with those dumb little fucking knife hands. He's just easily countered, but I think if you're a 5-man group, it would change everything immensely, making it so easy so your team could create room between them and you could just jump in and destroy them. So, to recap, Reaper Hands is a very pick-based kit where he can do very little to hurt you if you aren't alone. And that solo queue is a horrible experience, and I think we all knew that, unless you're like new to League of Legends or something. And as a small side note, I think people hate Kha'Zix not because he's overpowered, but because he holds so much control over your game. Because you cannot leave your minions or tower your team for the fear that he's going to come up and fuck your ass. And it makes team fighting harder. It makes it so much fucking harder if you have to worry about their jung fucking coming in and just beating the shit out of you. It also can suck because his fucking oppressive area can just come out of nowhere because you have to get away from this big CC ult and then just Oh, there's a Kha'Zix ready to fucking murder you because you moved slightly out of line. So, it can make fighting seem horrible. And boom, Kha'Zix Jungle for Dummies. Man, if only there were a funny clip of me getting absolutely fucking slammed. But there isn't anything like that here. Nope, only positive KDs for this man. So, this is the end of the video. If you, don't like this, then, feel free to click off. I'm just gonna say some shit. And, yeah. Firstly, this was recorded in pieces, so if they sound off, that's why. This is a hobby for me, so it's not gonna sound perfect and all that. So, yeah. I've also gotten the Mastery 6 with Kha'Zix, and, like, I've took a lot of preparation. I got them from nearly 0 Mastery to 33,000, which could be higher, but to be honest, I'm starting to get burned out of Kha'Zix. He's fun and all, but playing him non-stop for days can really seem painful. But so, and I'm not gonna be fucked to get Mastery 7. Like, S's are so asinine to get, so I don't fucking care. I will also say that this is from our ranked experience, so a lot of my like shit about like having a full team is theory crafting. I don't fucking know. But I just assume that it'd be a lot better to have a team that knows what you're doing, rather than, you know, monkeys. And I've been the monkey as well, don't get me wrong. In ranked, I've had my fair share of bad games, but, you know, everything happens. So just know this isn't coming from like Grandmaster, so take everything with a grain of salt. One last thing, he does have a 49 to 52% win rate in comp, which is pretty high. Usually around half is a pretty good win rate for most of these characters, but so this is like post-editing, Abe. So I just wanted to say that this took a lot of time. So if you could be really epic and just drop a dislike or like or something, or just give me any critique in general. I really want to get better with this. I really like doing this, but I really appreciate any criticism you got, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, this took a lot. And like, it's probably a lot due to my inexperience, right? But yeah, so any criticism you can give, please drop it down in the comments or anywhere. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, no, enough shilling. If you know, I don't know why I was about to steal like some Markiplier type shit where it's like, and you have a great day, bye bye. But that's not me. So you know, just have a great day.